on a market, a guy named Jim Bush. And he said, Malcolm, change the name and keep it on the market. So I think Sabino came up with the name Anti-Fuego. And I told him that. And the first 2 pallets we had, we shipped them to Dallas-Fort Worth area. And got there on a Friday to Saturday, Fort Worth Star-Telegram, the garden page, all across the garden page, in big black letters, it said, gardeners don't despair. Those of you that can no longer get that good Garden-ville insect and fire control, it's now relabeled Anti-Fuego. And he showed a full color picture of our bottle. So I called that distributor. I said, man, thanks for that promotion. He said, what promotion? Texas Department of Agriculture put that in there, but they can't tell nobody that. You got a question?
My mom was wondering, what are these?
Those are galls. Yeah, it's, I believe it is. Yeah, that was a gall under it. A little insect. They cause that. They put that on her just so little guys like you would have something to do and look at. Because they don't do any harm.
I saw a bug the other day I'd never seen before. It was jet black. It was like taking 3 marbles, big marbles, and gluing them together. And it moved on legs. How many I don't know, but as soon as it saw me, it kind of hunkered down by the house, and then it ran around the house, and then hunkered down again.
It was like 3 marbles hooked together.
Yeah.
Coal black.
Coal black.
That was a beetle. It was hard, like shiny. That was a beetle of some big larva that probably lived in the soil and fed on dead roots or come out of logs or something. It's kind of related to the rhinoceros beetle. I've heard of them. I ain't really never seen one. I wish you'd have caught it. Let's see that lady way back there. Yes, because let me tell you, I forgot to mention that. On our new farm we moved on to out there at Bracken, we had a few fleas and ticks. The fire ants got started, fleas and ticks disappeared. But those fire ants got so bad it was awful. So the county was giving away 25-pound bags of Amdro. I went and got a 25-pound bag of Amdro. And I bought a cyclone spreader and I went all around the house, the garage, and the barns and everything. And within 2 days, there was not an ant moving anywhere. But within 5 days, the ticks and the fleas were so bad, if you walked outside, it felt like a breeze blowing on your foot. I couldn't wait for the fleas and for the fire ants to come back. The fire ants will only sting you if you mess with their nest, step in there. Yeah, but they're getting even with you because you... I've never had them sting me. Anyway, getting back to this product, Anti-Fuego, it accidentally evolved. I found out that fire ants did not like molasses, it chased them. Sabino Cortez had a cyclone that he was separating the liquids out of cow manure and selling the liquids as a liquid fertilizer. He found out that chased fire ants. Was visiting a boy I went to school with, he had a chemical company, and was telling him about that molasses and compost tea or manure tea really chases fire ants. He said, hey, you guys, put some orange oil with it and you'll have the perfect pesticide. So we made a third orange oil, a third manure tea, and a third molasses. And man, this stuff worked good. So I got a bunch of jugs, got a label, put it on the market. And when the weather got hot, I started getting phone calls. Hey, Beck, that stuff blew up. I ruined the carpet. I ruined the suit. I said, I got injured. Oh, no, we're not complaining. Just make it so it don't blow up. I don't know how many people called me, said it blew up. Ruined the garage wall. So I talked to the expert and said, oh, yeah, you got to drop the pH down to 4. So we dropped the pH down to 4. But when the weather got hot, bam, bam, here it went again. Well, I didn't know what we was going to do. Now, I was sitting at my desk drinking a Coca-Cola, and I had a little pH meter, kind of looked like that. And for some reason, I stuck that pH meter down that Coca-Cola. You know what the pH of Coca-Cola is? What'd you say?
It'll eat your stomach out.
Yeah, it'll eat your stomach out. What's the pH?
7? Or is that the other one?
2.4. 2 is hazardous. Coca-Cola 2.4 with that pH. So that pH meter we use to bring our antifago down to 2.4 using food-grade phosphoric acid. So now you got molasses and compost tea and a good source of phosphorus whenever you water your garden, because it's the same stuff that's in fertilizer or in Coca-Cola, food-grade phosphoric acid. And it does kill the ants. But don't kill them all, because then the fleas and the ticks will take over. So you need a balance in nature. We had fire ants real bad on our lawn, and I got some of these little severe flags, and I stuck them in the mounds and just told the kids stay away from the flags. They never.
I have about the last stuff. You were talking about the rose soil, but then you also have garden soil. And I was about to buy a bunch of the rose soil, and a couple of the places that buy your dirt saying no, get the garden soil because the rose soil is too acidic.
The rose soil is more acidic than the garden soil, but our soil here is so alkaline. No, in the rose soil you can almost grow anything, but we did have to make it more acidic. The rose soil was designed by a guy named Eddie Garcia. He was warehouse manager for HEB. He belonged to the American Rose Society, the San Antonio Rose Society, and never, ever won a trophy. So he wanted me to make him a rose soil. I said, I don't know anything about roses, go talk to all the experts. So he did. Then he came out to my place 5 Saturdays in a row and mixing poteet red sand, compost, and all kind of stuff together. Did that 5 Saturdays in a row. The manager I had wanted to run him off because he'd never buy anything. I took care of that anyway. Eddie Garcia, I went out there and talked to him. I said, Eddie, if you ever come with something good and need nobody, he said, don't worry, Malcolm, you'll be mixing it pretty soon. He needed 10 yards of it. He said, here's the formula. He said, but I can't pay you now. I said, don't worry about that. Let's get some roses planted. Well, that year, later that year, the American Rose Society came to San Antonio. And you got to have 7 perfect roses, all different species. They got to be perfect to win that, because you're really in some competition. Eddie won that with that soil. So from then on, excuse me, the big landscape contractors that did SeaWorld and Fiesta Tex, all them places, they just spec'd in rose soil and everything because it is acid.
But I thought, planting carrots and...
Use it. Rose soil is great.
Will the garden soil, like if I'm a little bit more in a budget and I need it...
Okay, use the garden soil. If you're going to plant roses or strawberries or something they need acid soil, go with the rose soil. If you're a regular garden, yeah. Thank you. Way back there. What feeds on what?
Chiggers.
Chiggers. Fire ants.
Nematodes?
I guess beneficial nematodes would work, but fire ants are cheaper. Do what? You know, I asked that question a lot, and all the Hennebaughs say no. The good guys never hurt the good guys. The good guys always hurt the bad guys. Get rid of what? Grubs. June beetle grubs. The big white ones, the redhead, those are June beetle larvae. Yeah, put out that bug trap when the June bugs are flying and catch all the adults before they deposit the eggs. What do you have? They're probably just getting nectar. Yeah, ants don't eat plants. No. I'd have to take a good look at it and then look it up in the books. We've got 21 tangerine trees, and they load down every year, and I've never seen any damage done to them by any insect, as far as that goes.
What would you do with scale on a
scale on a mountain laurel, they got special oils to spray on scales, and that anti-fuego might do some good. You take orange oil and dilute it like 1 ounce per gallon of water, that would probably knock them off. You can buy orange oil now in almost any nurseries. However, places like H-E-B